friends, Old Timer here with another video for Final Fantasy XIV Online. And tonight we have the joy of taking on a new dungeon. And this will be Haukke Manor, Haukke Manor, Haukke Manor. I have no idea how you say this name, so please enlighten me without making fun of me. Would be fantastic. How do you pronounce the name here? So I believe it's Haukke Manor, and I'm going to go with that for right now. So bear with me if it's horribly wrong. I apologize. But we're going to jump right in here, and we're going in as a summoner. So who knows how long the actual queue time will be. It's saying an average wait time of 9 minutes. And if that's the case, cool. I will do a quick cut and edit out the part that's really, really boring here in the middle. But before I do that, I do want to thank you for 1, tuning in, 2, for leaving a comment, and 3, for liking and or subscribing. All of that is such a huge help to my channel. And those of you who have already done so, thank you, thank you, thank you. It really does make a big difference. Okay. Commence cut now. All right, looks like we are in. Let's rock and roll. Not bad. I think we're a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. That's good, because it was saying 12 minutes there, maybe even 15. I didn't really look, but we're in now, and that's all that matters. So this is the second time I've done this dungeon. First time was a learning experience, and you know, that's pretty much the way every dungeon is, right? But we'll talk about that as we go, the issues I had and the things I had to overcome. Looks like tonight we've got Ike Cutie Pie, I guess, as our tank. She seems awfully under-geared. But, you know, who am I to judge, right? Looks like we need... Yeah, there we go. Alright, so it looks like my ruined Q is too high level. Because the level balance to get through the dungeon, and yeah, we don't have this. That's alright. We'll go with Ruin Long. All right. So much of the beginning of a dungeon, for me anyway, is getting a sense of, okay, where do I fit in here? How quickly are we going? Which spells are actually available to me? I'm going to get my dots all out there. Looks like I am not the only summoner. I am. I just see the same icon for damage. I gotta learn what these all of these icons are here, because they don't make a whole lot of sense to me yet. Which classes are which icon, but I'll get them. It's just part of this learning curve for me. And ideally, I would be playing 12 hours a day to get smooth with all of this. But you know, life doesn't always work that way, right? So it seems, and I don't know all of the details, so I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in any of this, but I chose a pretty good time to get out of World of Warcraft. The Blizzard Activision issue seems to be a pretty big one, and yeah, I'd rather not support a group that turns a blind eye to anyone being mistreated. And whether it's true or not, okay, there might be some question as to who knew what and when. But even in a company of a couple of hundred people, you're going to know what's happening with those people. And I know this as a teacher. You know, I may not know everything that's happening at every moment in my classroom, but I know who's being mistreated and by whom. It gives me that opportunity to step in and make some adjustments as needed. And I'm not sure that that's been taking place at Manor home, and glad to have gotten away from it. I'm glad to not support that type of treatment of anyone. Yeah, so can't really speak to too much else about that because honestly, I really don't have all of the facts, and I know a lot of folks have really stepped in and have gone hard after Blizzard. And, you know, maybe rightfully so. Maybe they have more information than I do. But as a streamer, I kind of have to make sure before I spout off, I know what I'm talking about. I do know that a number of other employees have spoken out and said shame on Blizzard for the way that they responded to the accusations. And you know, in that situation, I have to support the employees in this situation. They know what's going on, just like management should know what's happening. And they're speaking up. And good for them. And I know it's not an easy thing to do. It's amazing how many times things just get kind of swept under the carpet. Of all of the things that we do know, imagine all of the things that we don't know. And again, not trying to, you know, kick up any more dirt than is already out there, but usually, for every, you know, one thing you find, there are 4 or 5 things you don't find or that you don't know about. Looks like our tank had to take a breather there for a second. That's all right. We'll give her a second. And the shame is that, you know, it's a video game company. You know, that I understand that it's a business just like any other thing, any other business. They're there to make money. But at its core, they make video games, and you're hoping that it's going to be just to make video games. And it's no longer anywhere near, you know, the industry was 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And I know that there have always been issues, and it's been rampant. You know, it's a male-dominated world, without a doubt. And the women in that business have they've had an uphill fight pretty much from the get-go. Where are they going? I guess we're doing that room first. All right. But all right. We shall greet those. But I worry because this is a business that my daughter has just kind of been introduced to through college. And it wasn't something that was even on her radar. But she thought, ooh, this class looks fun. And all of a sudden she realized she really likes designing story for video games. And what a perfect time, you know, this is, for me, playing a video game that is so heavily involved in its story. You can't do anything in the game without it having an effect on the story or to have been affected by the story. So I've definitely been able to offer my 2 cents. You know, this is my experience. You know, also with World of Warcraft, I'm not going to say that there was no story there because there definitely was. It just wasn't the same kind of backbone as it is with Final Fantasy. But it's been fun, and I'm a playwright as well as an actor, as well as a streamer. This is kind of like my, oh yeah, this is what I also do. But seeing the storytelling element of what I love kind of take hold in my daughter has been really gratifying. I really enjoyed that part of her process, seeing her discover something in a way that I discovered. And it's pretty darn cool. Not sure what happened here. All right. I don't think we can go through that yet. It's kind of funny because we got two sprouts, one person who has organized it, and this person's a veteran. The tank. Usually, okay. I think it's also one of the things that my son has really gotten into, because he's a gamer too, but his approach was definitely colored by World of Warcraft. That game basically was his incentive to read. And, you know, he would watch me play this game, and he always wanted to play, but I said, you can't play until you can read the quests. And, you know, doggone if that kid didn't get to work and really did learn how to play World of Warcraft. And so he was very much caught up in the story aspect of that game. And it kind of stuck with him going forward as an actor. He's a student. He's looking at going to Hollywood and starting a career there as a writer, director, and as an actor. And you'll see his taste in video games as well as in movies really do focus on story. Really important to him. And I really want to introduce him to this game because I think he'd like it. But he's also one of those who does everything, and for him to have that kind of time would be, it would be cool because, you know, a game like this, you can't really be a part-time player. You know, this has to be something that you do on a regular basis. If nothing else, just to keep up with what's happening. What am I supposed to be doing right now? There's so many elements to this game that, like, I can't get behind. I cannot fall behind. You know, and falling behind it doesn't mean like I'm a week behind everybody else. It means, where was I in the story? Why am I doing this quest? And yes, I can read the text that's right there on the quest, but that doesn't always tell you everything that led up to that point. And I think that it's one of the things this game does relatively well, is to keep you abreast of things, but man, you get too far behind. I had to take a few days off recently just for some health stuff. And when I came back, I felt like I was learning the game from scratch. Excuse me. But it didn't take long to figure out, oh yeah, okay, this is what that's doing, and that's why I'm doing this over there. And so far, this dungeon really is very straightforward. It's mostly a matter of knowing where to go. And honestly, I've left that up to our tanks. And so I might end up following somebody blindly. And that's okay, because honestly, these dungeons are so fast. I'm at, what, 15 minutes into this dungeon? And we're just about halfway done. So, you know, each run is not an ungodly amount of time. So if we get lost and have to take a little bit of a detour, cool. We'll do some sightseeing. And not a lot of games give you that latitude to just, you know, let's go on a sightseeing tour. Let's see what this cemetery really looks like. Let's uncover all of the secrets. Usually, and again, coming from World of Warcraft, that's a death sentence. If you're not going to the right spot every time, you're probably in trouble. And I understand that there are damage meters and all of that for this game. I haven't seen anyone using them, and I'm happy for that, because I don't want to be a part of that culture, because honestly, that's the mindset that kind of killed World of Warcraft for me, was the the min-max mindset, where you had to be geared a specific way or you'd be ridiculed. And I'm not about that. I think that we live in a world that's already full of ass munches. And why would I choose to spend my free time paying money to play a game with people who would abuse me, right? So that's, you know, keep that in mind as you go through your gaming career. Who am I demeaning here, and why? What purpose am I serving? Am I actually going to be driving someone away from the game that really should be a part of it? And that's my goal. I want to be an important part of my And then we're going to take out the Jester first. I did read that online. So I'm going to focus on him. Be in range first. But I certainly don't want to be part of a culture that is, you know, we're going to spend the next 4 hours working on this dungeon, and if you make one tiny mistake, you're out. You're going to be kicked out. You're going to be laughed at online. Everyone's going to know you as a failure, and your gear's just not up to snuff. And that's, no. If that's the future that I see in this game, then I will walk away now. That's not for me. But everything I've seen and read and heard about this, and just from the people I've spoken to online, all support, and I'm all about that. Really, you know, coming from this as a teacher, it's all about building up, not tearing down. And if you choose to approach something in a manner where you're going to tear down, you're not, you know, helping to build the future of the game and of your, you know, your immediate life, honestly. So if that's you, you suck. I'm kidding. I'm not going to tear you down because you do you, boo, right? All right. This is where I had no idea what to do the first time I ran through this game. Everyone disappeared. I'm like, what the hell? And it took a few times for them to tell me what I was supposed to do to actually figure out, oh, that's how you get back. Okay, that's where I'm supposed to go. All right. And yeah, it was embarrassing. It was really, really embarrassing. I get red-faced now, even though everyone was super cool about it. But they typed in their slash, and then they wrote the word return. And so I hit the slash button, space, and then the return key, because that's return. And nothing was happening. And I stood there just like panicky, trying to get that figured out. And finally, someone said, no, here's how you do it, and showed me, talked me through it. I'm like, okay, thank you. Bear with the old man. He's a bit of a moron. But people were super cool about it, and yeah, it was not a big deal at all. Okay, tank, over here. Come on. I don't want to be in here without you. Come on, cutie pie. I hope it doesn't get sealed. I hope they know what they're doing. This is not something I did the first time, so I'm hoping this is okay. It sounds like the tank wants to do something for the map. So we'll see. And you're probably watching this going, this is what she's doing, God. Bear with me. I'm new, okay? Don't make fun of me. All right. I think we've gotten the map now. But yeah, we're at what, 23 minutes and starting the final fight. And it's interesting, I'm curious to see how they're going to approach it. If we are going to be going after the lamps and getting those turned off, or if we're just going to burn down the boss. last time I did it, we burned down the boss. But I did see that it might be important to take out the lamps. So I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway. And let them yell at me if they want to. I'll see now you're key to the one that I was already doing. Hoping to get a dot in on her. Alright, so the danger is that every lamp that goes without being extinguished brings in an ad. If we're going to burn her down, we're going to do it pretty darn fast. There we go. All right. Mission accomplished. And a deserving death. If you know the backstory on this character and why we're in doing this dungeon, pretty heinous. This woman, basically sold her soul for looks. And, you know. Okay. Player commendations. I'm going to go ahead and go with Cutie, even though it was a little bit of a distraction going outside of what was expected. All right, I can pass on that one because I think I've already gotten it. But yeah, 25 minutes beginning to end, and we were just kind of goofing all the way through it. So there you have it, folks. That is Haukke Manor. And I'm hoping that you saw something that you could leave in comments below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this dungeon, my running of this. You know, I just blew stuff up. But I also left some commentary, so I'd love to hear what you have to say about any of that stuff. I hope things are going well for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. I'll talk to you soon. This is Old Timer, signing off.